Hello and welcome to Valheim in VR. There is actually a mod for Valheim that makes you able to play Valheim in VR. As you can see, with full Valve Index controller support, full finger tracking, and you have access to some really nice motion controls. And first things first, I will show you how to get the mod installed. First things first, you go to nexusmod.com and download the Valheim VR-mod. I will place a link in the description. So here on the description, you see what you need. You got a little information, what you can do, what you should do. And you also got some other nice things to have. For example, here on the upper side, you can see the controls for every controller, like the index, the quest, the Vive wands. And if you're using the quest, you see, okay, this button does this. It's good to know. So once you're on this side, you will go to the Files tab, select the latest version that's on the upper side here, and then you go to Manual Download. Then it will tell you that you need additional files, in this case the Babin Pack Valheim. You can just click on it with the mouse wheel. That will open a new tab, and then you can just go to Manual Download and download the Babin Pack Valheim mod. It's downloading. Then you can close the tab, go back here, close this, go to Manual Download, and then just click the download button. Then you can just go to slow download if you're on a free version of the Nexus, and if you're a premium member, you can go to fast download. Once you downloaded both files, you just extract them where you can find them. I did this on the desktop here. So, and first things first, the first thing we are going to install is the Valheim VR mod itself. For this, you just go to your folder where the game is actually stored. You can do this pretty easy in Steam. Right click on Valheim, Properties, Installed Data, and then on Search up here. This will actually open the install file where your game is actually installed. It's something like your gaming drive, whatever, Steam library, Steam app, common, and then Valheim. So, and in here, you just drag and drop the Babin and Valheim data into the main menu of the install. If it asks if you want to overwrite the files, just say yes. I don't do it because I already have it and I'm too lazy to overwrite it, but just overwrite if there is anything. If you never installed this before, there's nothing to overwrite, so all is fine. After you installed the Valheim VR mod, you just go to the Babin Pack Valheim. That's what you extracted. Then you go into this folder. Then just copy everything and also drag it into the other one. Overwrite all existing files, and that's it. Then you are ready to play Valheim in VR. Let's go back into the game and see how it looks. Once you started the game in VR, make sure to go to your settings, to graphics, and disable the SSAO, the motion blur, the depth of field, you should always disable this, the bloom, and the anti-aliasing to have a better experience with the game. So we are back in the game, and as you can see, In the upper right corner you have the manning yard equipped, that's a power belt in the game, and rested bonus. And on the left side you have the stamina that get consumed by sprinting, crouching and doing actions. So yeah, it's the basic Valheim game. You can also change the UI to your liking. For example, you see the bone mass that I have equipped right now. So some basic UIs. On the right arm you can select the special, for example bone mass. You can sit down, you can open the map, you can navigate the map, you can place markers on the map, everything like you would do in the flat game. On the left hand, I can actually show you. When you put items on this slot here, so below the 6, 7 and 8, you can have them as a quick menu option on your left arm. So you can have your food. As you can see, I have 11 minutes left on my bread and I could just eat something. Now I see my health bar that increased quite a lot. And you also have a tool wheel. Here you can select your tools like the pickaxe, the hammer for working. You can just open the menu, select what you want to craft. You see a little window in front of you what items you need. Then you can equip items. You have a bow. Right now I'm using the spine bow. To shoot some arrows, you grab behind your head to get an arrow. Put it on. Then you can aim and shoot. So, you have the item wheel on both sides. Picking up something is just pressing the trigger button. And that's really nice. You can also equip a shield and a one-handed weapon. And then you just block with physically blocking your opponent. And here we have a Devsquito. They are actually pretty hard to hit when you play flat, but in VR it's pretty easy. You also have the opportunity to hit enemies that are above you, because you can just hit up or down. You can't do this without any mods in the base game. So let's see if we can block another shoot. If you block in the right moment, you can stagger the enemies and then you can just hit them. So, there's a Devsquito. See, I just hit upwards and killed it. Sprinting is, at least on the index controllers, right thumbstick up, then you sprint till you stop running or press up again. Same for crouching. Dropping items from the item inventory is just dragging them with trigger outside and release. Overall, it's pretty simple. It's easy to do. The game looks really nice in VR. I will not attack the logs, they are cute. You can also install plenty of mods, for example the farming grid for farming stuff, also for collecting multiple items at once. That all works. Overall, it's a lot of fun to play in VR. And for me, playing this in VR is the best way to enjoy Valheim. You do have a little disadvantage because you don't see what's behind you. You always have to turn around in real life, or with the thumbstick if you want so. And overall, a really nice mod. You should give it a try. You can also use special abilities. I sadly just don't have any weapon with special abilities right now, but you usually just press the grab and trigger button at the same time. And as you can see, there's this white light, and when this hits the enemy, you unleash the secondary attack. When the enemy doesn't die before this. And yeah, this weapon doesn't have a special ability. But as you can see, this white afterglow is what activates the secondary attack, if the weapon has any. It will use a bit more stamina. But it has the secondary effect. If you have like a good hammer, a spear, or even the dagger with the backstab ability, that all works really well. Activating the bone mass just works the same. Everything is nice. You can also just eat stuff from your inventory. It's like, yeah, playing Valheim, but the VR controls are really nicely thought of. You can jump around. You can sprint and jump. Everything works just nice. So yeah, I hope I could show you a bit how the mod actually works. It's really cool that you can move your arms around. And the good thing is, if you want to play with your friends and they don't have VR, they can still play together with you. They don't need the VR mod. You can play with flat game and VR at the same time. And if your friends who plays flat wants to see your funny arm movements, they can also install the mod and disable the mod in the setting of the mod so that they at least get your arm movement. Because if you're dancing the Macarena, it's fun if they can see what you're doing. Well then, once again, thanks for watching. Enjoy the game. Stay healthy. Bye! And if your friends really want to see your VR movement, then they just have to install the VR mod like I wrote before. Then they go into the Beptin.exe, into the config folder, and here you have the original Beptin.exe plugin Valheim VR-mod config file. Double click it and open it with any editor that you have. Can be Word edit, for example. So in here, you just have to disable VR. To do this, the easiest thing would be with Ctrl and F, open the search menu, and then you type in non-VR player, search for it, and then you have to disable VR completely, blah 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 blah. Then you just set this non-VR player from false to true. Then you save by closing, save, and then every non-VR player can still see the VR movement. That's all there is to do for non-VR players to see the VR movement. So now have fun with playing. Bye.